Hi guys, another shaky car video because that's who I am. I'm outside an airport, believe it or not. Never happened before, right? So let's talk about the favorite subject of the year, OM606s. You know, we all love and cherish the old Mercedes diesel engines, the 601, 602, 603, 605, 601, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, whatever. You know, I can't even put a sentence together. I have my favorite Kentucky t-shirt on me because Kentucky is the bomb, you know that. So let's talk about, we're gonna have a little chat about everything today, and I'm gonna stay under 15 minutes, right? So today we're gonna talk about VNT turbos, wastegates, and normal turbos, and spool and shit like that. I hope that's cool. What the fuck? I was just hitting myself on the headrest. So another sunny, beautiful day in the world. We have seen 2.7 meters of rain in 2 months. So seeing the sun is a rare thing today. So VNT turbos, normal turbos, wastegates, spool, whatever, you know. Yeah, let's start from the beginning. If we want something to spool, we need power, right? Oh, my car is so laggy. Yeah, because your OM606 NA has 136 horsepower. But I have a turbo one, it's 177. Do you? I mean, you take the turbo off it, so then it's 136, and you put another turbo on it. So you have to calculate when this turbo will spool, right? The original turbo is this small, so that spools with 136 horsepower. But when you have, I don't know if you see it, it's always ding 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 ding. I hope you hear me. So you need to calculate NA power always. What kind of power do I have, right? My turbo spools at 4,000 RPM. Spools, and this is different for everyone. Start to spool or have full boost. My turbo has full boost at 4,000 RPM. Alright, what kind of power do I have at 4,000 RPM? You can go to a dyno and you can see that, and you can see, oh, I need 120 horsepower to spool this turbo, or to get full boost on this turbo. And then you know that. And if you put that turbo on another engine that has that power lower down the RPM range, you will have that boost at that RPM. It's easy as that, you know. Power is fuel and air that is ignited and pushed out the exhaust, right? And that gas flow is what's spinning your turbo. Easy peasy. So this is why you can have two engines that are very similar, but one spools very good and one spools very bad, because one has 136 horsepower NA and the other one has 230 horsepower. So of course the 230 horsepower engine will spool the same turbo faster. So this is something that is really important, and this is something you need to memorize, and you have to ask people, have you tried this turbo on something? Yeah, I tried it on this engine. What did you do to that engine? Oh, it was original. Perfect, let's Google that engine. It's a 200 horsepower engine. Alright, 200 horsepower, 136. Yeah, it will probably boost slow on my car, right? So that's the first step of choosing a turbo and making sure that turbo works in your application. We normally say that that an OM606 has 150 horsepower NA with a good pump, because that's pretty close to the truth. So you can calculate that if you have an 8mm pump, if you have a 7.5mm pump, and your engine is bone stock, maybe you have 145. You know, it just it's 5 horsepower here and there, but it's not much. So say 150, and you calculate from that. 150 horsepower is what a 2-liter Golf GTI had in the mid 90s. 4-cylinder 2-liter, yeah. So if you have a mate that has turboed one of those, you know that I'm gonna be pretty much there. The second thing is exhaust temperature, EGT, exhaust gas temperature, and that also affects spool. So diesel burns a little bit cooler, so it can boost a little bit slower. But just put the fuel up there so you get the temperature and it will spool. So yeah, 6 minutes and we passed step 1, I think. VNT turbos and wastegates. This is interesting, and we've spoken about this before. What I know is only one manufacturer that has VNT turbos on petrol engines, and those petrol engines sit in cars that says Porsche on them, or that way from you, right? I don't know. And Porsche cars are amazing. Really good quality, really responsive, and really fast around the Nürburgring. Nürburg in English, I can't say that in English. I don't know. So a petrol engine with a VNT turbo, how does that work? You know, why doesn't everyone has that? Because VNT is on all diesel cars today. So why? Because it's complicated. You have to control the VNT and you have to control your wastegate. Because the petrol, if you leave that alone without the wastegate, it will overboost. It will just skenladda in Swedish. It will just fly through the boost and just go into million pieces. So this is the thing, that you can close up your vanes as much as you can, and as soon as the boost comes in a petrol car, you open it up fully, and it will still just, you know, it's just crazy. While on the diesel, you open it up to regulate your boost. You slow the turbine down, and this works because you only have fuel for so much boost, right? So you have fuel for 1 bar of boost, and you open up the vanes and you still have 1 bar of boost, and you just open it up to lower your EGP, and then you put on more fuel and you get boost with this size on the vanes, and then you open it up and so on. So you only regulate the vanes. It's the same as regulate one wastegate or a wastegated system, but Porsche makes it a little bit more complicated. So they regulate the vanes and the wastegate, and they do this on everything, like steering wheel angle, speed, and they measure speed on the internal wheel in the corner and the external wheel in the corner to because of, you know, anti-skid and anti blah 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 whatever functions. So it's really complicated, but for us, we don't have to make it so complicated. But this is a general difference between the petrol and the diesel world, that the petrol engine always need a wastegate. It doesn't matter if the turbo is VNT controlled or not. But the diesel engine, as I've said many times before, is regulated by fuel, and that is why the VNT system works on a diesel car, because it just opens up the vanes, you know, and it's like, now we're good, now we can run. And not suffocate ourselves. That's what I'm looking for. 2 minutes till the plane land here, so yeah, I'm gonna make this short. VNT and wastegate, keep it simple, you know. You can run a VNT turbo on your car, you can run a wastegated turbo on your car, and you can run a non-gated turbo on your car. It doesn't really matter, because you control your boost with fuel. However, as people are saying, I don't really know if this is a joke or not, but But oh, it's gonna overboost. You have to have a very big turbo. Yeah, have the turbo for the power that you want. If you have that, it works with a non-gated turbo. If you want 400 horsepower from a 300 horsepower turbo, of course you can't run without a wastegate. But even if you have a wastegate, you will only get 300 horsepower. I mean, that's just how it works. So if you have a turbo for the power you want, you can run it non-gated without an issue. And if you want to lower your EGP guest on top rev, you can crack open a wastegate, but then again, you don't really have to if you can control your fuel. The problem though is, and this is actually a problem, that it is very hard for a novice to regulate the fuel correctly, because you will somewhere in the rev range overfuel or be lean. So the wastegate doesn't really help for that, but it can mask the problem. It is better to learn how to regulate the fuel. Just saying. If you just have balls enough to turn the ALDA or put some numbers into your DSL1, you will be fine. So yeah, this is a short ass video because now it's 6:10 here, and 10 is the magic number, and I'm on like 12 minutes here. So let's see you another day from another airport or hotel or something, I don't know, crazy, and stay safe.